In this lesson, we're going to look at how to multiply whole numbers by a fraction. So here's an example. 3 times a half. So in order to multiply the fractions, you have to first take your whole number here and you need to change it into a fraction. So 3 wholes is the same as 3 over 1 because this denominator tells us how many parts, and so that we're talking about wholes, and then this tells us how many, so essentially we're looking at this. 1, 2, 3. And then the multiply is another word for of, so 3 of a half, or 3 times a half, is going to be written like this, and then we simply multiply across the numerators. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 2 is 2. And then the last step is to simplify any improper fractions or larger numbers, fractions that can be divided by a greatest common factor to simplify it. So in this case, we simply need to say 3 divided by 2 because it's an improper fraction. Goes in ones. I multiply 1 times 2 and I get 2, and I subtract. And then this becomes here our numerator, and this over here, the divisor, becomes our denominator, and so our answer is 1 and a half. And if you think about it, 1/2 of 3, does it make sense? Is it 1 1/2? Absolutely. Okay, here's another example. Let's do 6 times 3/4. And in the last one I used the X for times and the dot for times. Here I'm using parentheses for times for multiply. So first step, I'm going to change my whole number into a fraction. So that would be 6 over 1. And then I'm going to bring down my fraction. And then I'm simply going to multiply across. So 6 times 3 is 18. And 1 times 4 is 4. And then my last step is to simplify. So I'm going to do 18 divided by 4, and I get 4 with 2 left over. So the leftover becomes my numerator, and the divisor becomes my denominator. So we're almost done. I just need to simplify by dividing by 2 over 2, and I get 4 and a half. And we think about it again, does it make sense? Is 3/4 of 6 equal to about 4 and a half? If I was going to think about it in my head, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's do another. 7 times 5/8. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and push pause and then try to work this problem out on your own, and then push play when you're ready to get feedback. Okay, so you should have worked this problem out, and now we're going to review it together. First step, turn the whole number into a fraction. 7 over 1 times 5/8. Now I'm going to multiply across. 7 times 5 is 35. 1 times 8 is 8. Now I'm going to simplify. 35 divided by 8, I get 4. 4 times 8 is 32. I get 3 left over. I get 4 and 3/8. And that is my answer. Another example. Let's do 12 times 7/8. Okay, go ahead and push pause and then push play when you're ready to get feedback. Okay, so you should have tried to solve this problem. First step, we're going to take our whole number, change it into a fraction. 12 over 1 times 7/8. Now in this one I could actually cross cancel because I notice when I look at my diagonals I have a 12 and an 8. I notice that 4 can be divided into both of them. So I'm actually going to cross cancel first. So it goes 4 goes into 12 3 times and 4 goes into 8 2 times. Now I can multiply. 3 times 7 is 21 and 1 times 2 is 2. And now I'm going to simplify. So it goes in 10 times. I get 20. 1 left over, so I get 10 and a half.